Hello and welcome back to the Slanted Dice table, folks. We are back here with an almost full team. Our druid and our sorcerer will be joining us shortly. Other than that, after a hefty battle last week, let's get right in. Last week, the Undecided battled their way through the Dreadwood, being attacked on the way to finding this hag in terms of, as a main goal, curing the whool fever that has been plaguing themselves and also parts of their immediate family and others in the area. You guys were attacked by strange, horrid creatures that did not seem as if they would come from this world. And after a hefty battle that ensued, you fought yourself away from the very brink of death with Blackwater almost losing the fight, as well as Tiala both going down, but a natural 20 saving the day. And healing both back up, finishing off these monsters that crawled their way to your campsite. So as you now lie there, almost beat up, exhausted, almost completely frayed with your mindset and also bodies. Kader, Blackwater, and Tiala, all three of you feel completely exhausted. All of you are currently at a level 1 of exhaustion, at the latest after this battle. But yeah, as you are standing there amidst these dead creatures, how do you wish to continue?
I want to shakingly go back to sleep, if I can even fall asleep at this point.
Okay, yeah, the campfire is still burning and there's nothing like was destroyed during this battle, even though the battle happened close by.
I'll continue watch. I think was it Freon and myself? Yes. We had watch.
I'm not feeling too bad, so I can.
No, I'll now. But before continuing watch, I'd like to just have a look at the bodies and something. If there's anything worthwhile, anything of interest, You never know. Yeah, I never know. Any bone keys or something which said to the hag's place or something.
I'm gonna have a look with Branwolf as well, but I'm leaving the looting to him. I'm focusing more on what these creatures are.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, Branwolf, you go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Aye.
And Freon, you do another Arcana check for me.
It is a 15.
15.
Aye.
Yeah, looking through the bodies, what you mainly find, you don't see any kind of pockets or tattered clothes or anything these creatures are wearing. They resemble more or less humanoids at first, almost like naked. But the skin itself is very dried up, sucked in, and they look very frail and lithe. It's almost as if you would be looking at a person that has probably been malnourished over the course of its lifetime and almost sucked dry in terms of the face and eyes.
Almost like mummies or something.
Almost like mummified,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
But you see, the striking features are that it has about between 5 or 6 of these long, elongated, arm-like limbs that end in these bony protrusions. But you don't find anything tucked away, nothing of value in particular, of material wealth on them.
These bony protrusions, they seem to be grown appendages. It's not like they're
they look like no. You see that the arms kind of they look like normal arms at first, and you see the lithe muscles on the upper arms, but past the elbow where the normally the hand would start. You kind of see like the flesh ripped apart by where this long, almost blade-like bone comes out that just goes on further and ends in a pointy end.
Okay, good. I had my look. I'll tell Freon what I saw and kind of have him have his look for things of interest, and then I also would bed down for the night. Well, not bed down for the night. I'm going to bend down and lick my wounds and sharpen my blades and just keep watch. And read my dirty book finally, which I have. The filthy harlots and whores by some very, very strange skilting author.
Volume 18.
Yeah.
So Freon, what did you roll?
17.
17. That's better than the last time, I believe. Well, you tried already having a look at them during the fight. Looking at the corpses of these things, you're kind of reminded years back when you've come across a tome that spoke of the Fade in particular and several of its inhabitants, most prominently, of course, demons that rule the landscape there, that make deals with mortals that find their way to this forgotten realm. You know that mortals usually end up in the Fade whenever they dream or have vivid dreams, and this is also where nightmares basically come from, or what people in this realm call nightmares. But every so often, be it through a dream or some other means of transporting yourself to another realm, this book talked about the so-called Sorrowsworn. And the Sorrowsworn are more or less emotions that have become like some kind of a material form. These particular ones, the ones you fought, have often been referred to as the Lost. And what you know, the Fate itself turns its visitors around until they become maroon in this like kind of twisted landscapes. And the Lost are representations of the anxiety and fear that people experience when they can't find their way. And these Sorrowsworn usually appear as desperate and panicked things, as you saw as they were looking around, drawn to by the campfire you guys lit. They usually, what some of your party have also felt, experienced firsthand, they usually try to embrace any creatures they can reach, attempting to find some kind of twisted solace in the contact. Aside from the horror of being embraced by such a thing, usually the victim would experience a flood of fear and panic as its mind would buckle under the fury of this assault. And the stronger the victim's allies fight for the release, the worse the experience becomes, as you have experienced with Blackwater. It now suddenly makes sense that it probably wasn't the best idea to launch this assault of attacks against these things while they were embracing one of your own. And this has left Blackwater especially pretty shaken, and also partly Branwolf after he's experienced the same in the beginning of the fight.
Yeah.
I feel like that was part of the strategy, even though they didn't really have my consent to.
Guys, don't hit the bony things when they hug one of us. Don't do that.
It's nice that you remember that now. Wait, you know what? I'm asleep. I'm not.
Yeah.
Not arguing.
But yeah, this is basically what you remember from a tome you've read long, long ago about some studies on
what was that tome
the
called?
Fate in general. The tome was called The
Tome
Shadows
of Long
of
Ago.
the Fate.
The Tome of Long Ago.
The Shadow of the Fate by an unnamed author.
Volume 18.
Volume 18.
Appendices.
Watch Freon making it his life's work to find the first 17.
Yeah, find the first 17.
They're for a collection. It's all for a collection.
I still need to find the
more of the other ones.
More of the other ones. Yeah. I only have like volume 1 of the what's it called? Incredible Creatures and How to Kill Them.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Is that your like final the end game? Like just opening up a library with weird ass book collection?
No. That's like a midterm goal.
Oh shit! All right.
We're gonna be there by next month, you know.
I just want to find the models that were painted in my book. find out
just for an autograph or something.
Yeah,
like that.
skilfing wenches, skilfing wenches, bare as they dance in the woods. Here, make your sign,
so
please.
yeah, while the rest of you, at least Blackwater has bedded down already. What are Kader and Tiala doing?
Bedding down, feel exhausted.
All right, also going to sleep.
I look over to Brown Wolf. I have a little smile at the book I see him reading, and I nod off again.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna sleep too.
All right. So all of the others bed down while Branwolf and Freon continue their watch. Is there anything you guys want to do in particular?
Maybe
Talk about
drag the corpses away from our campsite.
Yeah, they just
at least
kind
a
of
little.
lie there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of.
I mean, one of them basically fell down on top of the tents. No. It's a bit disgusting.
When they're dry enough, they could probably burn nice, but I think we have enough firewood on. Wouldn't worry about burning them.
But I don't want to bother Branwolf while he's focused on his little black
I'm
book.
done. I'm done. I had my fun. I'm done.
What do you mean you're
I've changed.
done?
I put it back. Yeah. Yeah. I can only take so much because it doesn't have that many pictures, and so I don't read
much.
I don't read much, but. And I know all the pictures by heart, so I need a new picture book as soon as we get back to Burl or something. I'll have the Earl show me his erotic library.
Say, Branwolf.
Yeah, I'm just kind of
your tribe, like the Skilfings, they have shamans or witches, right?
Oh yes. Shamans, we mostly shamans. We do have some witches that live off, but we consider them to be more like the wise women. And there are many tribes which are even led by such women in our tribe. But they're not as much witches. They're more like the mothers. We like to call them like mothers of knowledge.
So you don't have any more knowledge about those hag beings?
No. I just so what I've heard, this is more of a well, not a demon, but she supposed probably a very powerful creature. So not just an old woman or an old crone. I'm afraid that.
But I thought maybe due to your shamans or your wise women, you might have some knowledge regarding hags.
No, I don't know anything about hags. I've just. I can tell you a few great stories about some 2 young milkmaids I met, but.
Is it in your book?
Yeah. Also, my book, and also I have a few others. Well, let's not get into that.
Well, maybe not tonight.
Yeah. I'm just kind of.
But it might then be a good idea not to charge in and try to kill her.
No, I more or less I'm hoping to get this maybe this puzzle solved as a battle of wits. I mean, I have your back as always.
Yeah, I was just making sure that you don't want to charge in.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Definitely not. I'll be there for the protection of the group, and I'll have your back. But I think this one is going to be something which is a brainer, which is not so much for me. No, I know that's not my.
I think we might need to trick her somehow, or
something like that, or maybe she has kind of different kind of not lessons, but different kind of things that each of us might have to do or something. But it will definitely not be fight. It's not going to be martial.
We could sacrifice the sorcerer to her.
Well. Maybe she's in for a night with the barbarian too. Who knows? I have to see how she looks. I haven't seen some women in a long time. I mean,
oh Christ!
I mean, hag is a word. I mean, it's a hag. Sure. Yeah. No, look at that old hag. And hey, she could be a milf. Maybe she's a gilf.
Oh Jesus!
It's way too early in the session for this.
I slowly turn away from Brandwolf.
Very cultured episode.
What the fuck is a gilf?
Thinking a gilf? Yeah, well, you know what a milf.
No, you know I'm afraid I've asked.
Yes.
I don't want to know.
Well,
it's never too late to back out, Kenny.
Yeah, dear father of mine, please stop.
Bramble remembers many a night of at old Mother Hubbard's, who wasn't that old, and she wasn't even a mother.
Next.
I
All right,
back.
so your watch comes to an end.
To my books. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. We're very tired. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Good. Okay.
So the campfire's still going. Looks great.
Eventually. However, the first few of you start to awaken without the change in lighting. It's still like you're in this dark, rooted forest. The campfire that's slowly kind of dying down is still the only light source, but your feeling is telling you it should be about morning time. But underneath these big rooted trees that kind of grown together atop you, giving you almost the sense as if you're somewhere deep burrowed underground. You can't really tell what time it is, but you get the sense it's morning and you all come to consciousness the next day.
As long as we sleep enough.
Some small fog kind of like flowing, crawling here and there between the trees.
Do Freon and I still get our rest? Do we get our
all of you get the bonus of a long rest.
Oh, that's very nice.
And exhaustion is gone.
Oh, that's very nice. Oh, how nice that is.
Freon, Kader, and Tiala, your level of exhaustion still remains. You still wake up with an aching body and a feverish head, and you feel the whole fever slowly but surely making its way.
I agree with no.
Back. I agree with no.
It was gone.
It was repressed, yes, but the three of you are slowly feeling that it's still inside you.
How are we supposed to beat the hag like this?
Well, maybe she can cure us.
So yeah,
I'm gonna send up Tara again to see what time of day it is.
All right.
And I have something planned as well.
You send up Tara, kind of leaning on a nearby tree, concentrating through her eyes. She makes her way. It takes a little while for her to kind of like fight her way through these branches and thick like canopies of these trees. Coming out of it, you see around the area, it definitely looks to be somewhere early in the morning hours. Like very early, there's a heavy fog amongst the Dreadwood around you. You see distant shapes that probably could be mountains. It's hard to tell because the sun is having a difficult time of coming through somewhere. But it's definitely light outside the forest.
Can I have a look for those two mountains I saw?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
My perception or Tara's?
You can use Tara's perception since you're watching through her eyes.
Can I use mine?
No, you will have to use Tara since you're using her. Unless you want to climb up.
Yeah, can I climb up? Fuck.
If you want to.
It's a 7.
7? You do see somewhere far off to the left and far off to the right, there are mountains. And your best guess is that you're in the Dreadwood right between. But if the way you're looking at is north or south, you're not quite sure. You know from the map that the mountains are to the east and west, kind of encasing the Dreadwood forest.
I'll let the others know that it seems to be morning outside this horrible forest.
All right.
Do you all think it's a good idea that maybe see if Tiala can conjure up those eagles now, since we're not being attacked, and if we could fly with the eagles and see if we find the twisted place or the twisted wood where they're supposed to be the abode of the hag?
Well, I mean, looking around you, everything already looks kind of weird in a sense in the terms of the trees and just the way of the general flora and how stuff grows. And with Tada being atop the canopies, kind of looks the same in all directions.
Oh, we seem to be close.
I would like to talk to my shield again. I would like to communicate with the hidden lord, please.
Okay. So you sit down, concentrate, and grab the shield, put it against your brow. What do you say to it?
Howdy.
So,
What's up?
oh dear hidden lord, we need your help. We are about to face an enemy of which we do not know its strength. An enemy that you probably already can sense from this point. And I would like to ask your help, whether this would be information or even help during battle. Could you aid us?
There's a quick pause. And then you hear in the back of your mind, "Oh, I feel her too, little one. Something foul is going on in wherever you are currently.
Denmark.
Now, you do know to use the power of my shield. There is something I want in return as well, of course."
Of course. Your freedom, I assume.
You are very quick-witted. It definitely is freedom I seek, and that freedom can only be found by returning me from whence I came, to the depths of the 9 hells themselves. Now, if you promise me to fulfill and uphold this promise, I would gladly lend you the powers that you've already gotten a little taste of before. And
it is more than a promise, as it is of my own interest to seek your freedom at this point.
Well, let's try and keep you alive then. No? I'll be watching, little one. Don't you worry. And the voice kind of falls silent again. Hangs up on you.
Thank you
The
for
person
calling.
you're trying to reach is unavailable at the moment.
Thank you for calling the ports of the 9 hell again. Please try it again. Please leave a message and don't forget to put them in. Ring the bell, push the button.
For more information, press 1.
Yeah.
I'm assuming like my communication was not verbal; it was mostly.
It was,
mental,
yeah,
right?
mental. None of the others really. All you saw was just Blackwater kind of sitting down with the shield, closing his eyes, concentrating on himself.
Right. I pretend to like wake up suddenly as if I had dozed off and just
Jesus
like put the shield, put the shield back on my back and yeah, get ready to roll. I don't say anything.
Ooh. the little demigod is going to
Short and sweet.
do his own thing.
Short and sweet. The Blackwater kind of way. Alton short and sweet Blackwater.
So we don't.
I'm ready to go.
So to
Yeah.
answer the question, Tiala didn't realize or didn't hear it. I guess we shouldn't worry about the eagles. We should probably just continue on. My God, I'm sorry. I have to go kill a dove very fast. It's sitting right outside the window.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it the same one?
as you're standing there among the campsite, looking around, you don't see a path or anything. It's just like a few trees around you, and that's all the fire gives away. And even you guys with dark vision, the woods around you look the same, and it just lose themselves into darkness. You can't see beyond.
By the way, Kadir, what happened?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The hell are you doing here?
Happened when? With the Earl?
Well, I don't care about the Earl, but how did you come here? Who took you?
I can't remember a thing. I remember stumbling through what seemed like an eternal forest.
A usual Thursday.
The usual Thursday. But instead of drunk on alcohol, I was drunk with fear. And in the distance I saw lights. I had a battle. And I followed the sounds. And that's how I found you.
And where's the Earl?
I was hoping you could tell me. When I saw you guys, I supposed you'd found him also.
Yeah, I mean, Kadir, the last thing you remember is that amongst the skirmish with the Earl and the Lycans, where you stood by the Earl and tried to help him out as much as you can, you were hit on the head pretty hard, and you remember waking up in between Lycans, kind of schlepping you into the forest. But you faintly remember the Earl fighting, spattered with blood, dead Lycans to his side. But those are just like brief images of memory. It's all a blur past that.
So when was the last time you saw him?
I didn't see him at all.
So none of you have seen him in this forest?
We saw his rope up to a certain point being, I believe, ripped off with
frayed with
remains
blood.
of blood. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, it should be just behind those trees over there. Didn't we basically stop at the end of the
it's
road?
about
Yeah,
10,
we did.
20,
Yeah.
20 feet away from the campsite.
Yeah, it's just like that. We're not really that far.
Easy enough, you show it to Kadir.
Did you stumble upon this in daylight? And if so,
Well-
did you see any tracks? Have you attempted to search for signs of him in this area?
Problem
Mr.
is
Smarty
that
Pants, how much daylight do you see now?
it's always dark in here. That's the problem. We had no idea what time it is or something because we just now, with Tara's help, found out that it's more or less daylight.
Can anybody cast light?
Tiala can make a little ball of glowy thingy.
We could search for signs. Who's got the best tracking skills? I'm personally not so good, but
Being the asshole of the bunch, why?
Yeah. I don't care about the...
Yeah, the Earl is...
Earl.
Yeah, whatever.
what do you
it's
care about?
To get to
I
the
care about
hack.
the opportunity.
Yeah,
And why?
I also care about the opportunity of taking over the position of the Earl, maybe, potentially. Saving the town and maybe taking it over.
I think these creatures around us, I know the Earl. I've seen him fight. I couldn't imagine him being taken by these.
But then
could
you
lead
saw
us
you
to the
saw
hag.
you saw Alton fight, and I mean, he was easily taken by one of those creatures.
Don't remind me.
A shudder runs down your spine at the very thought of these things embracing you, Blackwater.
So you saw the Earl fight those shades as well.
I've seen the man fight. Yeah.
So he could take over take it on the hag, I guess. For us.
I doubt he could, but he's skilled. He knows when to back off. He's wise enough to flee.
So he backed off. He probably encountered the hag and backed off. He's probably back at Burl.
In which case, if we track him, he could lead us to the hag, or at least point us in the direction. The hag may have taken him. All I know for sure is apparently the hag is somewhere in this area, and the Earl has gone missing. It could be a coincidence, sure. But what else have we got to go on? Aimlessly roam?
Can I check for insight?
Sure, roll an insight check.
Motherfucker's acting a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to get us to do weird shit, yeah.
I would like to poke Freon a bit and just whisper, don't you think he's, I don't know, a bit weird right now?
Yeah, even more weird than usual.
Yeah, he's sober.
And exhausted.
That's
Yeah.
Sober and
He's
exhausted.
sober and exhausted. He's
So
weird.
what's your insight?
Can we help him somehow, or should someone
For
help?
the love of God, please help me.
I
Okay.
mean, yeah.
What do I have with insight? Brandwolf the most insights.
It's a wisdom skill, I believe.
Oh, wisdom. Oh god.
That's why I was poking Freon, but you have to fucking butt over and just take the whole situation. What did
Okay.
you get?
So, Branwolf.
15. It's not that bad.
All right.
Yeah,
good.
I got a 3.
Kadir, are you trying to deceive any of them?
Well, the wise Brandwolf puts down his spectacles and looks Kadir in the eye and says, "Laddie, are you trying to
Brandwolf has
pull the
spectacles.
wool over our eyes?"
Well, a 15. That's just pure honesty here.
Yeah, Kadir seems honest enough, just like he's in
Yeah.
a bad shape.
I
The
may be
past few
exhausted, so my
hours are a
reasoning may not
blur.
be as good as it is usually.
And the last time you've seen the Earl Kadir was him fighting off lichens, but you don't remember anything past that. You don't
Exactly.
know where he was. At the time, because they mentioned the rope, he was, at the time, wearing the rope that tied him to the anchor tree. But yeah,
Like it's,
that's
I'm
about it.
maybe thinking egotistical of the group or something. I just want to get to the hag, and I don't. Yeah, I mean the Earl was there. They wanted to find out what the lichens had to do with this, and they thought it has to do with the hag, but that's more or less a side object for us. Our idea,
how about
we have
this?
to get to the.
How about this? If we find the Earl somewhere on the way to the
Yeah,
hag,
sure.
we help him.
Yeah,
if
of course. No,
Okay.
yeah,
How much
So-
time
But
do
which
we have
way-
left, anyways?
yeah. What's the moon doing?
think about 2 days, wasn't it?
Yeah, something around that time. You'll
Yeah.
probably have around maybe a day and a half left.
How do you know where the hag is located?
In the
Well, the
middle
only-
of the forest.
Middle of the
From
forest.
where are we now?
And from the dream,
Are we north of the middle, south of the middle? Are we anywhere
see
near the
the-
middle?
They're asking the hard questions.
everything is twisted, and it was said that where she is, she's in the middle of, and everything is twisted and bare and distorted and weird. And if you look around, everything is twisted and distorted and bare, and
And full of deception.
yeah. So
We could wander in circles here for weeks.
yeah.
Yeah, but how would you want to find the Earl? I mean, there's
I'm
no...
not suggesting we find him. I suggest we look for traces of him.
Oh, we
that could
did.
lead us further in. Further towards the hag. And if we find him on the way, he may even help.
But we did look for tracks before we made camp.
And all you saw was the rope. And
Yes.
nothing else.
And I think there were some tracks of those creatures that we just killed,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly.
The weird tracks which we saw were also, and that would fit the way they walk. You had these kind of like feet, and then you had on the side there were less things. So if they walk more or less with these protrusions, that would make up with the side thing. So probably that would be them. So then.
Well, I think we should follow the signs of life, even if it's the enemy.
Yeah, okay.
They've come from somewhere.
Yeah, we have to see. We can look around for tracks. Who's the best tracker?
Tiala.
Okay, Tiala.
Yeah, can I go back where I saw the tracks of the Earl?
Sure. The rope where it kind of snipped off.
Can I see in which direction the tracks are leading? I think I checked for that last time.
Make an investigation check for me.
With
Sorry, a
disadvantage.
survival check in this case.
Disadvantage, right?
Yeah, since you're exhausted. But somebody can help you and cancel it out.
I'll help you.
Too late,
Yeah,
I already rolled, but it's an 18, so I think I'm fine.
An 18, alright. Even though the exhaustion is kind of pounding your head, you try to concentrate, look around. Aside from the frayed rope, you find 2 sets of tracks. You find a few of these weird footprints of these Sorrowsworn that you fought before. And you find a set of heavy boots, which you've kind of definitely, looking from where the rope is coming in, definitely you assume belong to the Earl. They kind of seem to be all over the place, almost as if there was a battle. And you see within 18 that possibly he at one point fell to his knees or on all fours. You see little speckles of blood that kind of lead off to campsite.
I want to cast Locate Object on the armor of the Earl.
Locate object. Okay. Let me
It's
check something.
1,000 feet. And I can sense the direction of the object. If it's within 1,000 feet.
Why track when you can do that kind of shit?
Okay.
Yeah.
Because if he's not within 1,000 feet, I don't sense him.
1,000 feet is a lot.
Kind of, you try concentrating on the armor, and somewhere about maybe 500 or 600 feet slightly southwest of you, you get a little ping on the armor in particular.
I'm going to walk into the direction.
I
All right,
believe
so
I'll follow
Tiala
you. I'm not going to
darts
let you
off.
walk alone, my dear. Should we all follow?
Well, yeah, we
follow.
need to stay together, I think.
Yeah, we should.
You're
So let's
packing
stay
up
together.
camp?
Yeah, packing up
Or leaving
camp.
your stuff.
No, packing up can, kicking the ashes into the fire. Things that we do.
All right.
Give the dead things another kick in the nuts for fun.
So yeah, Tiala kind of leads the way on this.
By the way, I need a forked twig for this, so it's basically like you search for water, I think. Like holding those 2 twigs in your hand.
Oh,
You
Okay,
know what
like-
I mean?
And you kind of just
Yeah.
hold it in front of
Yeah.
you. So you see the druid with this weird ass-shaped stick she broke off somewhere, picked up the ground, and kind of holding it in front of her, and she just starts walking.
I tried to do the same, even though I don't see shit.
Yeah, is anybody have a torch or whatever? Because
I
she's
would just
wandering
gonna-
off into the
yeah,
dark.
No. I'm going to draw a torch and have a torch in one hand, and I'll have my trusty talon in the other hand, and kind of be just kind of like a backup.
All right. So, Tiala, you kind of follow the senses you're getting. You make your way.
By the way, do I sense if he's moving?
It does
because-
not seem to be moving. No.
Okay. Yeah.
You make your way further off into the direction. The forest after after a couple hundred feet or so, becomes rather dense, but in these weird kind of shapes where you almost have like rows of trees. You see little ripples, almost like crooks of water that flow into the direction where you're coming from. So basically against you. And you kind of follow this little speckle of sense you're getting to an area that opens up a little bit, and you see a larger river that's flowing with you. And from this river there are like several little small ripples and crooks that kind of lead away. And you see between a bunch of rocks on the bottom there, battered and split part of the Earl's armor, smeared with blood, and also across the stone there, most already like washed off from this dark, almost black in its color, this dark kind of water that's flowing further into the depths of the forest.
You could almost say it's black water.
You could almost say that, yeah. And you also see
intended.
You also see at this point that alongside this river where the trees kind of go up, they don't have any sort of, you don't have a roof anymore as you had in the forest itself, but you see now that these branches just kind of almost like crowns reach up into a sky of some sort. You see, it's unlike what Frion saw before with Tara, but you see almost the sky that's as black as the water that is running beneath it. But it gives you a little bit of this sense of you can breathe again. There's some sort of almost, not fresh air, because there's something foul in it, but you don't have this sense of claustrophobic force on top of your minds and lungs.
Can I make an, I don't know, insight or arcana check to see if we are still in our dimension, in our reality?
Sure, make an arcana check.
Does the water look like the sea I've seen in my dreams? Because I think I saw like a black sea.
It definitely gives off that vibe, yeah. It's definitely this kind of black water. Blackened water. So yeah, Frion, what did you
15.
roll? 15. From the way the sounds the water is making, the way the dry earth and crackled stones and bits of dead root and bark sound, and also from the way the air smells, feels in your lungs, and tastes on your tongue, there's something completely different about where you are right now.
Yeah, Dorothy, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. Let the others know that we are probably somewhere else.
Oh. Okay. How did that happen?
Does the armor of the Earl look like the Earl could be alive?
It's split, battered, broken. You don't find any flesh on it, just like speckles of blood, maybe from a wound, maybe from something more. It's hard to tell.
May I investigate to see if there's anything else at the scene that might be relevant?
Relevant to? What are you looking for?
Signs, clues of the Earl, like maybe where he walked towards,
Yeah,
or
other footsteps?
if he left something.
Yeah, make an investigation check. In this case.
Can I check for footsteps leading?
Yeah, you can
from the
aid him.
armor?
Both of you make an investigation check.
That's a
Can
total of 10.
Tiago roll with advantage?
You can roll with advantage
Yes,
as well.
please.
Because
wanna
I
do it
have
that way.
disadvantage, so it, yeah.
That's better. 18 total.
18, alright. You see that these kind of like... It's not as much as like footsteps you found leading to this bank of the river, but more or less he probably dragged himself here, wounded. And for better or worse, the these like signs, they end at this river into the water, at the edge of the water.
Anyone up for a swim?
Well, we don't have to swim, do we? We can just walk beside the river.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I wouldn't mind a bath right now.
But it's black water. I'm not so sure if we want to like bath in it.
Yeah, I don't
This-
want to sip the foot into that water.
At this point, there's a wind kind of blowing from behind you, going with the water, and along with it kind of carries this almost hacking laughter that you all hear for a brief moment, and then it's gone again.
Did it
Is that
have a direction?
Kadar drink again?
It kind of like carried from where you guys were going further along as the river flows.
Let's follow the river.
Yep. Let's go.
So, yeah, are you moving along the river or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I followed the other where she goes.
Yeah. I just realized I can also try to locate the hut I saw. But I think we just try the river first.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste any spells.
Yeah. Good
Is
call.
Blackwater still with us? Because he died for me.
Yeah,
at
I
least
think
the video.
froze.
Oh, yeah. He's looking very, very concentrated in his picture.
He's talking to the shield again.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So you follow the river. It goes on and further on. At one point, you stop counting the distance or time it takes you to walk along it. You see every now and then these small little several crooks that flow away further into the sides of the forest. After what seems almost like an eternity, the blackness in front of you kind of gives way a little bit, and you see what looks like a large clearing of the trees in front of you, where it opens up into this large lake. You see from the lake itself, the above the lake where the sky would be, you see a blackened sky, pitch black, no light, no stars, although it seems kind of nighttime. On the water itself, mirrored within it, you see speckles of starlight here and there. And it gives off this weird sensation, almost like an optical illusion of where you're not sure if up is down or down is up. In the middle of the sea, this lake in front of you, you see what looks to be some sort of architectural hut or some form of twisted roots or maybe a dead tree that kind of sits in the middle of a small little island, this rooty structure on the small little island in the middle of the lake.
Is there anything that resembles a boat, a canoe, a raft, a bridge going out there, or?
Nope. Nothing that you can see.
Is there any animal life around?
Make a perception check.
can build a raft out of the 18 volumes of erotica Brandwolf has.
7.
No.
7. It's eerily quiet in the space. No birds, no crawling. It's almost extremely silent that you're even trying to listen to insects that might crawl, but you can't hear anything. But you get the sense that you probably would be able to even hear an ant crawl in this almost stillness of the lake. While staring out to this lake, you just hear a voice that's carried over the water. I see you. Is Granny Nightshade getting visitors again?
The guild speaks.
And the lake falls silent once more.
Again?
Well,
Can I walk towards the lake?
Sure.
yeah.
The bank seems very not steep, what's the other word? Very shallow. There's like rocks around that kind of mix very weirdly with this black, very opaque kind of water.
Can I just take a few steps into the water?
Yeah.
And
Easy
what
enough.
happens?
You take a few steps into the water, and nothing really happens. You start to hear whispers here and there around you, reflected from the water surface, the woods around, but that's about it.
And my feet are submerged in the water, right? It's
They're
not an
partly
illusion.
submerged, yeah. You see them disappearing beneath the this like black opaqueness of the black water, and you see like faint ripples that go out and kind of disturb the imagery. Partly these rings of the like speckles of starlight that kind of are reflected from
Kadir,
above.
I wouldn't disturb the water. It's
But can I
have a bad feeling
perceive-
about this.
like a change in opaqueness? Is there any form under the water, a hidden pathway, some kind of change in the stars?
Make a perception check.
Here we go. 11.
It all looks pretty much the same. And also, like, stomping around a bit of where you are seems to just gradually be pretty shallow.
I have a question.
Okay.
She seems to be expecting us. She knows that we're there.
She summoned us.
Yeah, she summoned us more or less. She's expecting us. So why shouldn't we just approach her, or maybe even ask for permission? May we approach you, Granny Nightshade? You know?
You can try.
This is common sense.
Go ahead.
It's common sense, yeah. I raise my voice in the most friendliest way. Hello. And ask, yes, Granny. Granny Nightshade, you do have visitors. We feel that we have been summoned to you and have to talk with you and would like to follow your summons and come to you. Maybe approach you across the lake, or is it dangerous to approach your abode?
You hear this. Starts off as a whisper and gets louder. Ooh, how lonely I have been. Come in, come in. I've been expecting you.
Shit, maybe Brandwolf was right.
Yeah, maybe Brandwolf should go alone.
Yeah.
She seems to like you, Bramwell.
Yeah. 1,000-year-old horny old Ghelfi. I'm coming in. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I'm gonna go home. Fuck this shit.
Yeah. I'm
Hope
going
you've been
in.
studying those magazines, man.
Yeah. But, yeah, well, I would, I don't know if anybody else wants to come, but I would approach her. Why not? I'll approach the, I guess,
I'll approach her.
How deep is the
Somewhat
water?
entranced by
Yeah,
the
I want to
lake
see.
as well.
I'm going, now since nothing happened when Kadir probed, I'm gonna walk in to at least to my knees and see if something happens. Does it go deeper than knees.
Yeah, you kind of make your way partly into the lake. It starts to come up to the knees.
Mm-hmm. Do I still need a torch, or is there?
Strangely enough, it seems you're not sure if it's moonlight.
Yeah.
Or something similar.
Okay.
Let me get you guys over here. But
yeah,
there is some kind of moonlight
sensation
going on.
I'm gonna douse the torch because it doesn't. I don't want it to look like I'm approaching here like a, like a. I don't know, like a.
Yeah, but the water definitely goes almost up to your waist, but doesn't seem to go any farther than that.
Yeah, well, that means I'll probably have to come back and carry at least 2 of our friends over because they'll have to be swimming. Because someone's going to have to take Blackwater and someone's going to have to get free on a piggyback.
Maybe you can ask her for a boat.
Either that would even be nicer, yeah. Should I ask?
Well, she seems to have taken a liking to you.
Are all of you currently like in the water, slowly testing the depths or whatever?
Yeah,
no.
I would approach it as well.
No, just me.
No, I would.
Blackwater
it as
going
well.
further in. Also for you, it comes up to your waist, but doesn't go past that.
Well, that's interesting.
I've had worse.
Magic. No, well, my waist too. So it's kind of, it's kind of settling.
Do we finally see eye to eye?
Yeah. Okay. I'm heading over.
Sorry, not.
I'm heading over. I'm going the whole way.
Yeah.
If it stays waist high, I'm just going to keep walking.
All right.
And approach the hut.
Tiala, what do you think? Should we all go?
I don't know. I'm still trying to make sense of the riddles she gave us when we were dreaming.
Do you still feel anything from that armor, or was that only that ping that you felt back at the river where we found the broken piece?
I think it was only the ping, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Branwolf, Blackwater, as you approach a little bit closer, you see about maybe 120 or so feet ahead of you. Suddenly, from this weird kind of root-like structure, a part of it kind of emerges, almost like breaks itself out of a wall of it, and you see this pretty large but lithe humanoid figure, almost a little hunched. You see a what looks to be like almost like a spine that grows in the front all the way over to the back. Lithe, long, whitish skin kind of arms that end in these long fingered claws. But what strikes you most is the head of this creature. It's almost like, almost looking kind of bald, ending in this pointy kind of face with root-like areas stretching out from behind. Almost looks like if skin would have been pulled over a misshapen skull. To give you guys a sense of what you're looking at, let me bring you over here. And you see this creature kind of making its way slowly in front of the hut, looking at you, kind of tilting its head a little bit.
So, what have you come to seek from the old hag of the Dreadwood?
Oh, I need Freon on this. I'm not going to start talking. Yeah, no, really. You don't have to laugh. It's true. I'm not going to start talking and things. I'm not.
I want to look back and try to see where the others are.
Yeah.
They seem to be still quite a few steps behind.
Yeah.
Now don't be shy, my friends.
No, not shy, your worthiness. It's just that we came as a group, and I'd like all of us to join in the talk because.
Ooh, flattery! I like flattery.
Oh well, I was raised well, ma'am.
Well, Bran Wolf it is, I assume.
Yes, that's me.
I've heard about you. I've smelled you.
Yeah, me too.
Ghelfi.
So have my group. Sorry. Yes.
Ghelfi, born and bred. Unnatural strength at times. If only you had the will to control it.
She kind of gets a little bit closer and one of her fingers stretches out, not still, since you're still far away, but almost as if she would be trying to touch you from all this distance away.
I see a crown on your brow. An aged warrior sitting atop a throne of bones. A bloodied blade on his knees. Your future's an uncertain one, barbarian. Will you have the strength to destroy nations, or unite one against a far greater threat? I see.
And you see kind of her, because she doesn't have any eyes, her gaze just centering on where you're standing, Branwolf.
I see burning fields and slaughtered children if the great threat of the East is not hindered. The Skilfing lands will fall just like all the other mortal realms of this world if you don't act.
I have the possibility and the strength to act?
Oh, yes. Such great potential. And you, halfling.
She kind of turns a bit more into the direction of Blackwater.
I try to keep my place, not moving.
A sailor among the waves and a thief on land. You have a rare touch upon you. I can almost smell Eleni on you. Her despair, her fear. You and I have met before, little one, when you were but a seed planted for ripening. Although then, could I feel the potential in your flesh already? Unlike your sister, who only had a grey life in front of her. Maybe that is why she meddled with affairs beyond her understanding and found only her demise. Her killers were scarlet, you should know, just like the blood she choked on. As for you, many ways lie open to you, little one. A danger is looming over your home, but dangers also fester in many corners of the world and beyond. Will you be the pebble that ripples through time and topples them all? We will see, and I shall be watching eagerly.
You guys all better get over it. She's got her shit together. I mean, this lady knows her thing. Where's the rest?
We come here. Yeah, we come here unprepared, and she has all.
Wow,
these
she's
speeches.
this is thing. Yeah,
So what is it you seek from the Granny of the Dreadwood?
Well,
Making your way into this foul, dark place.
well, I think Blackwater will agree to tell
I
us
want
this.
my mother healed.
Yeah.
I want wool fever to be banished from this island. I want it to be healed completely. And for this, I believe you have what we need.
Oh, I do. But sorrow tastes so immensely good, little one. There is no hope without a bargain. Nobody comes to Granny Nightshade without an offering. What kind of sorrow do you offer in return?
What kind of sorrow compares to the suffering of what?
Exactly. And that is why I have been festering all this time. Your mother did a great deal in trying to save the love of her life. Isn't love a very mortal and stupid thing?
I turn around and try to see if Fiona's coming any closer.
Are you about getting your butt over here?
Do we hear that she tells all those
You
things
kind of
to those
hear how
other
this
two?
is kind of like without her, since you don't see her speaking, it kind of almost ripples across the water and makes it audible in your mind. It's a very weird of perceiving the speech you hear from her.
You might as well come over and join the party.
Not
She
sure
kind
if
of
I
you
want to.
see one of her long fingers kind of going up and pointing somewhere in
knows
the
her stuff.
distance towards you, Tiala.
Dang it.
You seem lost, little dove. Lost without your friends or a home to call your own. Your kinship is doubtful, your father a mystery. But I see an heir to a throne in your blood. A princess among trees or men. It seems fate put choice in your hands, and you don't know how to deal with that burden, my love. Most men would kill for an opportunity such as yours. Men like your dwarven friend.
And she turns around in the direction of where Friona's standing.
A refugee from his own blood. Blood that has been spilled by your very hands, dwarf. Hands that never knew the blisters of an artisan. No, you instead weave art with the arcane forces. but those forces are not yours. I see a blackness in your heart, a blackness caused by fratricide, and only you yourself can fill it. But you so desperately try to find what might fit. For some reasons, my whispers have told me of a city in ice in your homeland, and your family's blood is strangely linked to it. Something tells me that the powers you are trifling with also want you there. What is it that the groups, as the so-called Undecided, seek in my domain?
Hey, we're famous.
We still got a drunk friend over here somewhere.
I think you forgot someone, yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
I have not forgotten you, half-elf. I felt your sorrow and festering darkness in your soul since you've set foot on this island. Half of your blood ties are dead, and the other half is lost to realms beyond this one. Oh yes, your mother is still alive. However, do you have the strength and willpower to save her from the depths of the Nine? I think not, I fear. Looking at your soul, all I see is poison. Eaten away by doubt, a childhood full of lost misdirection, and a life as a scrounger ever since. It almost seems as if you're forfeit, standing in the shadow of giants. But there might be a way for you to redeem yourself by proving yourself worthy to the gods and beyond. The only way out of your misery once and for all is to step into the depths of the Nine and save those dearest to you. As your mother doesn't cry alone, no. That which you have been searching for all these years pains right next to her, in a dark place beyond the realms. I ask once more, what do the Undecided want from Granny Nightshade? And what have you brought in return?
Well, Branwolf has a very interesting book. Very, very interesting. Feel free to peruse.
I'm not interested in books, half-elf. Books are written about me.
Whoa.
Damn.
So,
Try to beat that.
what are you interested in then?
Sorrow.
Fear, tragedy, heartbreak, despair.
Well, you just got that from our stories.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
That was but an entree to what you might have the potential of so much more.
Our biographies should make you happy beyond relief, because we are just filled with sorrow. The old sorrow, the sorrow which is facing us, is coming towards us. And
yes, your souls are as tasty as I haven't come across in probably thousands of years. I am always offer for a bargain. Granny Nightshade is listening. What are you prepared to give in return for, what was it? Curing the whole fever that plagues these lands?
What are you prepared to take for it?
Everything.
Like I said, it's a very interesting book. It's all yours.
I got a dirty book.
My patience has been tested many times before, half-elf. I can either rest and wait another 1,000 years for the next group of unprepared adventurers that finds their way into my domain, or just take what I want now. It is you who want the whole fever lifted. Is it not?
Would you name your price? Since we, as the name says, as the undecided of our group, maybe we need a help of fixing our minds upon a price. What price would you think would be?
I've told you my
right?
price before. Sorrow, despair, anything that will leave you empty of joy, of fulfillment. How about I take the joy of killing from you, barbarian? How would that feel? That seems like a nice and fair price to the granny, no?
That's a steep price, and you know me very well. But would I still kill if I don't enjoy it? That's the question.
Or how about you, Tiala? What if I kill off every last forest of your hometown and homeworld of Revelia? Wouldn't that be a nice price to pay to the granny?
Nah, not really.
And Kadir.
Yes, what
What
can you
if
take from me that has not already been taken? A bottle of wine?
My
Don't be
creativity knows no bounds. What if everything you drink tastes like water?
Why
Nothing
do you
less,
think I drink for the
nothing
taste?
more.
To mask my sorrow. Sorrow unimaginable.
Oh, that I know, and your soul is a particularly tasty one. You can stay here with me.
I can see the lust in your eyes, hag.
How about you and I spend some time together? I get lonely from time to time, and I might have use for your soul as well. You can leave your body with the rest of your brethren, and you and I will have lots of potential fun in this nice little realm beyond yours. I will be able to do so many things with your feelings, you cannot even fathom it.
Yeah, good. Yeah,
When my
there.
soul perished years ago, when everyone left, or everyone died,
That is what
I was
you
abandoned,
think.
forsaken, sorcerous interests.
But do you know what tastes even better than sorrow? Hope, of which you still have some. And if I will fester on that, I will feast on the last bit of your hope, and there will be nothing left other than a husk. That seems like a fair trade for me as well.
Well, let us feast.
Kadir.
Kadir,
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
She's convinced I'm some bounty of hopelessness, and maybe I am. Maybe that's why I've been drinking, wandering, lonesome for so many years.
I am still open to any counter offers you might have.
The only way I can reach a worse place is oblivion itself. And she's not promised that yet.
Oh, we'll go far beyond the realms of oblivion, the two of us.
Well, it looks like your guys are going on your honeymoon. Congratulations, Kadir.
Pat on the back.
Yeah, pat on the back.
Awkward smile and just
awkward
slowly
smile, just kinda-
moonwalk out of the scene.
we just slowly back out into the woods.
Is that your final word, half-elf? And what about the group? Are you prepared to leave all life behind as you know it and stay here within the Fade, trapped forever?
Eradicate the Hool fever. And
I will uphold the end of my bargain for sure.
And promise contact with my family. Personal contact.
That is an interesting proposition.
Not sure if you're going to be alive by that point, honestly.
Is Blackwater standing next to me?
Yeah.
Within earshot? I'm just gonna bend down. I mean, she probably hears everything, but I'm still gonna ask. Think we should bring the Lord in on this one, or should we leave him out of this? Because he offered to help.
Well, you don't know that.
Oh shit! Yeah, I don't know. You're right. Okay, forget it. Yeah, that's true.
Mind your own damn business.
Forget it. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, that's true. I didn't hear that. Yeah.
So, Granny, in exchange for you taking Kadir, you gonna heal the Hool fever.
If that is what you wish, yes.
And promise contact with my family.
And I will promise contact with Kadir's family, the family of Idris. Yes.
To who? Contact to who?
To me, personal contact. I want this.
And you're gonna tell us about the piece of Tiamat.
What?
Piece of Tiamat.
Why are you so interested? Do you know anything about the pieces of Tiamat herself?
I've read a few books.
Well, then maybe my plan has worked all along. You stumbling into my domain with possible knowledge of parts of Tiamat. Why do you think have I spread this sickness and plague on this land in the first place? What do you know of the pieces of Tiamat, dwarf?
Well,
She wants that knowledge.
I know. I'm not
don't
gonna give
tell
it to her.
Thank you.
That's your bargaining chip
Well,
right there.
depends.
That's the
what
one.
what you offer for it.
Kadir.
That
I
depends
want
on
everything.
everything. That is something very unspecified. I want a lot as well, and I know that your mind keeps a few dark secrets buried deep within there. But a location of a part of Tiamat isn't one of them. My whispers have already told me that one of them lies in your homeland, and the other one is supposedly being carried by an army from the east. All I need are details.
Well, I know where more parts are.
There are 3 parts in total, dwarf. 2, I know the vague location of, and 1 I am wearing myself.
Can we see it?
You don't see anything on her?
The horn of Tiamat is in Dread Parish Isle, right? Do we see a horn?
Don't see a horn on her.
Weird.
Wait, how do you know that?
Because I know stuff.
Because notes.
Yeah.
No, because Freon never fucking
Yeah.
shared any information.
No. That's
So if you wrote something down, that's
I
Let's
probably
just-
know it as well.
sure. Yeah, you read
his-
books as well. That's
yeah.
true.
It's
You're a
his
nerd.
bargaining chip. Bramwolf is still thinking about this bony throne and, I'm gonna be a king someday. I'm gonna wear a crown.
That is only one of the many possibilities of your future, barbarian.
Yeah, but,
One speckle of a path that I see. One filled
Think
with
about
hope
the joyless killing as well.
and luck.
yeah.
But will you still pursue the throne once I've taken joy from your fighting?
Probably not, because the only way that I probably will ever get a throne is probably to usurp it through battle. And that's the only strength I have. Because my wits, as you know well, are not the highest.
Well, so far these are the most interesting perks. The joy of the killing of a barbarian, the soul of a drunkard who is holding on to a speckle of hope for his family. Is there anything else you are offering up for trade? I like my options, you know.
Information on Tiamat?
Yeah,
Or was that clarified?
Wasn't that
Information which you do not possess.
No, that we are
All
offering. Right?
I know is that this dwarf amongst you is tied to one of the places of Tiamat. Somewhere within your home, dwarf. And I must know where to retrieve it and free the goddesses of dragons for even more power to venture forth beyond the Dreadwood and open even more to my domain.
So, if we make a pact that I find out where this piece of Tiamat is.
Now we are getting somewhere. Yes, continue. I know you like pacts. You've done one before and sold half your soul. There's still another half to gain, no?
Maybe.
What?
She knows
I
all
must say
kinds of
that
it, but yeah.
distrust amongst you is the most satisfying thing ever.
Yeah. That's,
There is no distrust.
If I had lips, I would lick them.
Oh, please don't.
what a beautiful thought.
So I find out, or we find out about that piece of Tiamat for you. You are healing the whole fever and put Kadir into touch with his family.
And keep his soul as collateral.
That's not for me to decide.
How do you feel about that, half-elf? You stay here with me until your friends return, with the promise of another part of Tiamat. And upon safe return, I shall return you to your recent friends.
And I stay physically or just my soul?
Oh, I can
The
keep
vessel
both.
too?
Don't you worry. I will make sure your body is stowed away where nobody can steal you, and your soul will stay with me here in the Fade.
I would like to walk over to Kadir and hand him my one and only cranberry wine.
That's a sweet way of saying, yeah, bye.
I mean, I thank you for your sacrifice. I have nothing else to offer, but my people will chant your name.
Blackwater, that's a kind offering. and I won't drink this to mask my pain anymore, but only to remind me of your friendship.
I shed a tear and walk back.
Ah, so tasty. Heartbreaking goodbyes. But don't worry, this is not forever. If your dwarven friend keeps up his promise. Find and return the piece of Tiamat in your hometown, dwarf. I will lift the curse of the wool fever on this land and on this island as a whole. But I will keep Kader with me here until you return safely. With the part of Tiamat included.
I also approach Kader, give him a small bottle of Vanderpool wine I still have stowed away for a birthday party for him, but won't be no parties going on. And if he wants to, I don't know if he's into smoking, I would give him my small silver pipe for evil times to smoke away some of the sadness in which my Granny Nightshade likes to put her fangs into. Do you smoke, Kader?
Very occasionally.
Oh well, you looks like you're gonna have an occasion now. So here, have this bottle of Vanderpool wine and my silver adorned pouch of the great halfling pipeweed, and I also take him to a bear hug, no matter what Granny's gonna say she likes, and slowly take this little tear away.
The pungent stench I hope never to forget.
Yeah.
Thank you, Branwolf.
Yeah.
It's a kind gesture.
Go over and join Blackwater.
With all these goodbyes going on, Freon, is this what you want in your final say?
Well, it's not my final say, it's Kader that needs to say if he's willing.
He said she's
you
staying.
sorcerer?
That I am.
Delicious. Yes.
Do we need to drink to seal our pact?
Oh, there's no need. All I need is your word.
It's a dwarven custom, though.
Kiss'll do.
What kind of drink? What kind of present have you brought the granny?
Well, do we have any more wine?
I think I have some of the black brew special.
Well, I get the chalice from my backpack and... Blackwater, would you be so kind?
I pour a bit into the chalice.
Well, Granny, then. I'll hold the chalice up to her.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh shit. What is going on?
I think it's a special chalice.
This is the challenge is something, I forgot what it was. It was something.
I mean, by the DM's face,
Yeah,
it's
the DM
something.
remembered.
It's one for drinking.
Yeah.
Oh, is it possible to help him somehow? In any fucking way?
How do you want to help him?
Just standing alone.
Well, I don't know. I serve and like very, very suggestively raise the bottle, saying it's good stuff, homemade. As if she doesn't see through that shit.
19.
19.
Ooh. We await.
17.
Oh,
We await with bated breath.
She kind of looks at the chalice and almost slowly makes her way through the water. Takes one of her long fingers and puts it into a hole.
Then let's drink to our new pact, Freon.
Let's drink, Granny.
That upon safe return of the part of Tiamat, I will release Kader back to you, body and soul. And starting now, I shall lift the curse of the whole fever on Dread Parish Isle.
And she puts it up and takes a swig and hands it back to you.
Then
You
I'll
see one of the eyes, the crystal eyes, kind of flicker in a greenish light.
take the chalice and toast her. Toast to Kader and drink.
As you lower it again, the other eye on the chalice flickers, and both of them are now lighting up in a greenish kind of light.
Well, it seems I have a curse to lift on this here isle.
And she stretches out her long hand.
Kader, whenever you're ready, my dear.
Take a swig of the cranberry wine that was offered to me. Hold it in the direction of my companions and say farewell. Until next time.
See you soon.
And you take her hand.
I take her hand.
As you take her hand, she kind of just gives off this last cackle.
See you again soon, my dears.
And she kind of pulls you in, and all of you, immediately everything goes black, and you fall to the ground, unconscious. And that's where we're gonna stop for tonight.
I was about to ask, do I remember what chalice this was? Did he buy it with us?
I can't.
I want to know.
I remember something, and I can't remember. Remember.
Okay, you know what? Don't spoil it because I really want to know, but don't spoil
Yeah,
it.
no, we'll save it.
He can do so in character next week.
Yeah, next,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. That sounds perfect. And
Oh
Kader
man,
will not
guys,
know.
I didn't do
this is
anything.
super.
That's
This
just
is
a normal
super
chalice.
unnecessary though, but kind of, it's really an all-in kind of move from Freon.
Yeah, but
I mean,
it's,
it's unnecessary.
Well, I mean, she would have, you guys made a pact, but this shit, I gotta check up on the description. Hang on.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell is he
This
talking about?
Oh yeah, here we go.
Oh boy.
I am so glad at this point that I did not make already, when I gave it to you, that no eyes were open, already used. Okay. God damn it.
I remember the chalice in one episode. I forgot what it was. Either when you found it or something, or
No spoilers. Let's leave it for.
no, we'll
next
leave it.
session.
Yeah,
And Kader will only know
Yeah.
after we come back.
yeah. We come back and get him, or we
Probably after like months of gameplay or some
Or-
shit.
wake up next to him or whatever. Yeah,
Yeah, we will see.
yeah.
But outside of the game, Kader will be leaving us for a while, at least for a while.
For a
And
little while.
For a little while. I don't know. He might return. We will see. Depends on if Freon and the crew uphold their bargain, I guess.
Exactly. It's out of my control. But on a personal level, of course, I'll return. If as Kader
or as some
anything
other
else. Yeah.
anything else, as a husk of what once he was.
I'll come back as a mimic rug, level
As
12.
Granny Nightshade herself.
And destroy you all.
we will miss you, sir. Definitely.
Yes.
And big kudos to our dungeon master.
Boy.
Very, very entertaining, scary, and well thought through episode.
Those insights there into each of our sorrows, and that was just.
I hope you guys have more questions than before and things about where to go next and what to do.
Well, I know sure as hell know what I'm doing. I gotta go to the old King Conan route.
The question is, did the barbarian note anything down?
In my heart and in my brain.
You can listen to the episode again. It's
I'll listen.
Documented.
I'll listen
Hang
to
on,
the
what
episode.
did I watch? Yeah, we have everything on recording. What did we say exactly? What were the words?
I just know one thing, that we have an Eastern army, which is interesting for some of us now. This Eastern army, or this army from the East, which is a danger. I mean,
is that the Dragonborn army, or am I mistaken?
I think so.
It should be the Dragonborn army. So, and the Dragonborn army will take over the Skilfing lands if they're not stopped. And they also, someone else also said the thing from the East. So, no, very good. Well, then we await with bated breasts till the next time.
Yes, thank you everybody for watching, for listening, for tuning in. As always, if you liked everything, if you're listening on iTunes, reviews help us out a lot. You can use one of the many links down below in our descriptions of past videos and also this one or episodes. And in general, just contact us, tag us on social media if you have any thoughts about the show. If you think, oh my god, why did Freon do this? You can tell us as well, and we will share your sorrow with the rest of the world.
And with the hag, maybe.
With the hag, maybe.
Feed upon your sorrow.
And
we shall.
Kader will be remembered, never forgotten.
I mean, yeah, he's not totally gone.
No,
he's out of. First thing, Bramwolf's gonna do a proper funeral and everything next session.
Procession.
He was the best. He's not
was
dead
the
yet.
best.
He was such a good
He
sorcerer.
always liked to drink. I'll drink. Every time I drink now, I will drink one horn of mead more for you, my friend. That's my closing words for today.
Didn't you pass out during the drinking contest?
Shut up.
But yeah, if anything else, if you need to check us out, just go to slanteddice.com. You will find everything on there. Episodes, links, our social media and stuff. And yeah, even though we had an early stream this week, we usually stream on Wednesdays when all this falls into place and the stars align and everything works. You know how it is with D&D groups. So yeah, then thank you for everything. Thank you guys for playing. And we shall see and hear each other next week to see how this continues, the merry adventures of the Undecided. Making deals with hags and worse.
Not so merry anymore.
Yeah, not at all. She wasn't that bad looking.
Hey,
Well, why didn't you offer yourself?
yeah, seriously.
Yeah, I'd do her.
You're just needy at this point. Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's been on the road for a long time.
Yeah, for a long time though. That book is really fading. Okay.
He's taking a few blows to the head as well, you know.
The horny barbarian is out of here. I wish you all the best.
All right. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Okay,
Goodbye, ladies and gentlemen.
Bye.
Thanks for having me. Ciao, ciao. What can you take from me that has not already been taken?